Can you believe that this fucking movie is 20 years old? I remember seeing this in the cinemas with my mother and actually liking it. 2 weeks after my movie theater experience, my mother and my grandmother rented out the original Psycho for me to watch, and when I saw the two movies back to back, this movie looked inferior to what was a more quality movie in the original. Why was this Psycho remake ever made? If you're going to do a remake of Psycho, you should have did it more based off the book. The book and the movie, there's a lot of differences. Norman is a different character, and the violence in the book is much more graphic and intense than it is in the actual films. Instead, we get this shot-for-shot piece of junk which ceases to exist. It's a copy and paste of a classic without the Hitchcock finesse. That's what this movie is. It's a copy and paste without the Hitchcock finesse. None of the shots are dynamic, none of the acting is good, with the exception of maybe William H. Macy as Arbogast. And at the end, you got Robert Forster as the Doctor. But even those two aren't enough to save this wretched piece of junk. You got Anne Heche, plays Marion Crane, and she has the most disinterested face on her the entire time. She looks like a deer in the headlights. How this woman gets recognition as a credible actor is beyond me, because she's terrible. She is terrible. Her and her freaking lesbian haircut, they're garbage. You have Julianne Moore, who I've liked in a lot of movies, and I think is a very talented actress. She comes across as an aggressive lesbian who found out she's on the rag. She is terrible also in this movie. She is horrible. Complete miscast. You got Viggo Mortensen, who looks like he's about to go on the set of Brokeback Mountain. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Looks like a gay fucking cowboy. You got Vince Vaughn embarrassing himself as Norman Bates, completely misinterpreting the character of Norman Bates. See, Vince Vaughn is playing Norman Bates borderline homo. It looks like a homo performance. He jerks off to Anne Heche, and then when he's talking to Viggo Mortensen, Sam Loomis, it's like he's ready to fuck it. He's like he's flirting with him. In the original movie, it comes across as just two guys having a conversation, with Norman getting nervous because he feels like he's getting interrogated. In this remake, it looks like Vince Vaughn is acting like Sam is in love with him and he's ready to jump over the counter and stick him in the ass. Fucking stupid, fucking goofy, fucking dumb. And the cinematography in this movie is boring. It's so bland, it's so generic. A buddy of mine even said, if you're going to do a remake, get someone like a Dean Cundy, someone who has connections to the franchise of Psycho, and someone who's a horror guy to have him do the DP in this movie. At least the movie would not look so boring. It actually would have had like a dynamic look to it. But nope. Gotta be copy and paste. Gus Van Sant, I'm sure, has done plenty of better movies in his day. I don't know. I'm not a fan of his work. After seeing this movie, I don't want to ever see his work. Julianne Moore, I've seen in better movies where she was a powerhouse and she was great. Vince Vaughn, I think, is one of the most funniest, is a very funny comedian who I like a lot. Macy, I've seen other stuff too. He's good, and he was no different in this movie. He was fine. Viggo Mortensen, he's done better horror stuff. Just watch TCM3. I thought he was great as Tex. But in this movie, everyone is on autopilot, and it sucks. It really, really sucks. I'm not going to give this movie a rating because it doesn't deserve a rating. Okay, you want a rating? Here's your rating. It gets 1 star. And that 1 star is for Macy and Forster, because the rest of this movie is trash. Those are my thoughts on this abysmal Psycho remake. Let me know what you think in the comment sections below. If you hate this movie, let me know why. If you got the nerve to say you like this movie, let me know why. I want to know why. I will not criticize you for liking this movie, because having difference of opinions is what makes this world go round and what makes conversation interesting. I don't want people to like what I like. If you love this thing, let me know why you love this thing. If you hate this thing, let me know why you hate this thing. With all that said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll check you back next time for more. Later.